The simple curves model is exactly what it says. It's simple. It's so simple, in fact, that we can use our auto command, which automatically places curves and toolpaths to it. But there's one thing I want to tell you first, because we have two cuts we have to make around the part. And it's important to know which cut to cut first. And there is a rule here that you always cut the underside before the top side, or bottom, and if you have a third, you cut the middle and then the top. Because let's look at this part. If I cut this first, this side, it doesn't interfere at all with this cut. But if I cut this first, then I also have the cut that goes through the material here. And if I cut the underside afterwards, then I'm cutting through this first cut. So if you want a better cutting results, always the bottom first and the top afterwards. But let's look at the model. As I said, we can use the auto command. Just auto. I want to place it on all internal and external geometry. These qualities looks good, and just hit OK. It's really that simple. I can move down the rapids if I want to, like that. And I also want to check what we just talked about, the cut order. So I go into toolpath. The hole is first, that hole is second, and wait a minute, this cut, I want this cut to be last, so I move it down. And I would say, this is just a personal preference, but this cut is going, we have to change this from tool to lower, because now it's set to upper to lower. So engagement, tool to lower, so we get this distance as well. And for the last cut, I would cut it like this. I don't have to bother going down to the table like that. It will take up a lot more material, and I mean, it probably will work just to go tool to lower. Just a quick correction here. We got a comment from one of our viewers saying, if we cut the outside, won't the part drop? And that's very correct. We can adjust for that in two ways. If we head into toolpaths, go to this cut, which we will move up to there, we can use overcut, and that can be a negative overcut. So let's say we say -2 millimeters perhaps. That will leave this part not cut. We can do that, and we can also add right here marker joints. So it's 2 millimeters. We can do that by speeding up a little bit, or if we want to do jet off, go out, go in, just like a lead out and a lead in. Tilted piercing, add, maybe if we have one there, it'll be good to have it there, and that will leave this intact and this intact, and then we can come back close, cutting this thing. So, thank you. Let's move on. We close that. We look at the 3D simulation. No tilt errors or no collisions. Speed this thing up a little bit. So we're going bottom first. And all this is made with the auto command, so you don't have to do anything except use the auto command. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, you don't need to see more of this. Catch you in the next one.